Just your thoughts on your guys kind of digging in and trying to execute defensively possession after possession, and maybe what lesson that can carry over into games, moving forward into the season.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job at not playing the scoreboard, and I thought the guys played hard throughout. I thought our worst stretch of the game was the first 6 minutes, which is a testament to our focus because the fourth quarter of that game can turn into a lot of bad habits, and I didn't think we fell into that at all. So I thought we played throughout. The guys did a really good job with it.
There was a sequence where Jay Will had the pick and pop three, then he had the hard roll to the rim, then he makes a one-handed pass cross court. I mean, what's your thoughts on the different looks that he can give teams at the top of the key?
Yeah, I mean, the passing is definitely pre-ready. The shooting's developing, but he makes enough of them that it's worth investing in. He's got to be really good in the screening game and in the pick and roll defense. I mean, that's got to be kind of his baseline starting point at that position, not only for his career, but for our team. We don't have a lot of big, physical, strong fives. We have a lot of diversity at that spot, but he can bring a level of physicality and size, and the pick and roll defense and pick and roll offense is how he can express that. So he's got to continue to improve those fundamentals.
It's a small sample size, but over the past 2 games, the second chance points has been a number that's really stood out to me. Has that been something that's been an encouraging sign for you over these past couple games?
Yeah, it's been an emphasis. I mean, we definitely want to rebound, a lot. If we're going to shoot a lot of threes, there's going to be more misses. Even if you shoot a good percentage, you miss more when you shoot threes. 35% three-point shot, you miss 65% of the time. A 50% two-point shot, you only miss 50% of the time. So there's more rebounds out there for us if we shoot a lot. I think in a weird way, one thing that drives up offensive rebounding is elite offensive rebounders. Like Adams is a great example. He was here for 100 years. Team was always one of the best offensive rebounding teams. It was mainly because of him and Westbrook. But these teams, we'd like to do it by committee and do it from different spots on the floor, and the guys carried that over well.
Do you expect Shea to play in these final 2 preseason games?
Not tomorrow for sure, and I don't know about San Antonio, but I mean he's taking practice reps and he's coming along, so we'll see.
How's he looking?
He looks normal. He looks fine. He's coming along.
Is he going?
On the trip, yeah, he's coming with the team. Yep.
J-Dub had great ball handling opportunities last night, had 10 assists. What are you seeing from him so far, just being able to play that point position for you when needed?
Yeah, I mean, he's a creator, and he's somebody that can handle the ball, and we've got multiple guys that can do that, and being able to move them around the lineup is important. He's going to have to play some 4 for us defensively, so he's definitely not pigeonholed into that. Shea being out, and obviously Josh not playing last night, and even when Josh is off the floor in the preseason, drives up his handling opportunities, drives up Trey's handling opportunities. We've used Wiggins in that spot. We've even used Poku in that spot, so it's good looks right now.
How much of an advantage can that be if you have a guy who's defending the other team's 4-man and then all of a sudden they're coming up and creating? I mean, I know around the league there's a lot of 1 through 4 creators, but to have a guy with his skill set or Poku's skill set or whatever playing these lower positions like that.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen in particular, his versatility is what's most appealing about him. He's just a very rounded player. There's not a lot he can't do. So, us maximizing that, figuring out how that comes to life out there is important for this year.
Mark, I know this is a little off topic, but in the last week, Victor Wembanyama has been sort of the talk of the NBA, given what he did against the Ignite in Vegas. Is that something that, did you watch those games? You guys just talk about that in practice or any thoughts?
I mean, not practice, but I mean,
no, I didn't mean in practice. Just talking to other coaches. How did you see that?
No, I mean, first of all, I'm not allowed to comment on any draft player publicly, so I can't speak to him specifically or anybody. But I mean, at the end of the day, we've got to evaluate, we've got to acquire, and we've got to develop. That's the system. Sam's laid that out before. He talks about that at the draft. They've got to do the evaluation not only for the draft, but in terms of free agency trades, the guys we bring in the gym. We've got to acquire them somehow. So you can draft them, you can trade for them, you can sign them. But the longest window of time that you have in that is the development. And so, for our coaching staff or our team, for that matter, to be focused on anything but the development would be taking our eye way off the ball. And it doesn't matter how talented a guy is. If you don't develop properly, you're not going to maximize any player. And so that's what our sole focus is when we're with the team.
You played 4 preseason games. Has anybody caught you by surprise on how they played?
No, I mean, I've been encouraged, with most guys. I mean, if anything, guys are a little bit ahead of where I would have expected, and a lot of the returning guys look a year older, a year more mature, more aware of their game. So I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but I've been, encouraged and pleased with some of the progress that's been made, and now, the level of competition is going to go up this week, and then it's going to go up again when we start the regular season. So we're going to continue to get tested.
I know you talked about Chip England, media day. Sorry if I missed anything else you said in that first week at camp when I was gone, but just to put it simply, like, what makes a shooting coach a good shooting coach? Like, everyone's got a different technique. Everyone shoots the ball a little differently. Like, how does he do what he does?
He is. I would say that kind of his some of the special ingredients he has kind of transcend shooting. He doesn't see himself solely as a shooting coach. A lot of those guys are only focused on shooting, and he understands the interconnectedness of the game. So when he's working with Ousmane Dieng, he's not just thinking about Ousmane's shooting. He's helping us plug Ousmane into the greater game of basketball, which is unique because a lot of shooting coaches are very narrow focused and tunnel vision, quite frankly. And so I think the broadness of his scope makes him good. And I think there's also like a vibe and positivity to him that with something as vulnerable and as volatile as shooting, to have somebody that's consistent and positive in your corner that's also confident, I think has an impact on players. But we're still learning him. I mean, he's just getting there.
Is he working with a handful of guys specifically?
Yeah, he's got a caseload of players. Like I said, he's not here today. So he's not like in the market 1,000% of the time. Caseload of players to varying degrees, but I would say he's got touches with a number of guys, and it's less formal than something I can speak to. Like he's here for that purpose, and he's working with some guys in a pretty focused way, and then he's kind of touching up the edges in other ways.
Who are some of those players specifically?
I'm going to keep that internal.
Okay. Are you guys doing anything for Josh's birthday?
The rookie sanctum. That's it.